This is Terrence Banks with IFA Solutions and Actual Real Money, coming across a report here that from SRSrocco Report, and it's extremely important to understand the state of condition that we're in. And today's topic is about oil. Now, normally people don't pay attention to oil unless the price goes too high, but the reason why it's so important is because it requires energy. Energy is what we need to exist. And what Steve Rocco does is his report. He talked about the three major oil industries here. And I just come across this article maybe 2 weeks ago, but found it was so important because of just the content itself. Now, many people talk about things about oil and how the oil boom industry is going and the fracking aspect, but they really never talk about the cost that goes along with it and how much the major oil industries are bleeding because of the price that went down. So for consumers, it sounds good that the price is going down, but there's an opposite side to this equation, and that's how the major oil companies are doing because of this. Now, I would encourage you to read the article. It's a SRSrocco Report. I got it here. The bloodbath continues in the U.S. major oil industry. I'm just going to give you the kind of highlights and what he talks about just here. He shows you the net income of the top three oil companies, which I'm scrolling down here, and how they've been declining over the last about 4 or 5 years here. And this is from 2011 to 2016. Again, the things that we don't pay attention to is the details and how that's important. The net income of these three oil companies in 2000 totaled $3.7 billion versus $80.4 billion in 2011. So right now, as we're enjoying this cheaper oil, the lag time ramification is going to come in the next couple of years. Is going to be staggering, because without them producing something at a profitable rate for oil, essentially the price is going to have to continue to skyrocket for them to be able to get that done, to make it financially feasible for them to even continue pumping oil, because it does, at one point, it doesn't make sense if you're going to continue losing it. So again, he gives the Capex. Capex is simply, if you're not aware of the term, it means the capital expenditures for what you're doing with the companies, what they do to find new explorations, to build the company, to keep going forward. And look how the numbers have been dropping. 2013, 87.2, 2014, 85.5, 2015, 66 billion, and then 2016, 46.6 billion. Now, for the average person, that seems like still a lot of money, but the numbers are continuously showing on a downward slope, and that is huge when it comes to how we're going to be able, for our cost of goods and services that we take for granted every day. Everything depends on oil. And if you're not paying attention to it, then you're really not aware of your life existence. And I'm not to be harsh in this or try to make play on words and being provocative here. It's really that important. Look at the free cash flow minus the dividends. You see that it's in the negative based on the report here since 2013 to 2016. I mean, this is just showing the long-term debt, because we've been conditioned to believe debt is the answer for everything, and it's been growing at an astronomical rate. In fact, it's exponential. So the Goldman's stunned by collapsing gasoline demand that require a U.S. recession. There you go. There you go. Those words right there should ring loud to you, because we haven't had one in over 8 years. And since the history of the public, every 4 to 6 years we have a recession. So that's even more reason to pay attention to the falling oil prices here. I like what he ends here. I'm going to get to that one part that I want to read to you that just was, that stemmed upon here. That was just fantastic. Give me a second here. The number of individuals who fail to believe in peak oil will diminish greatly as the thermodynamic oil class picks up speed over the next 5 years. During this time, it would be prudent to own physical precious metals rather than highly inflated debt-based paper assets or real estate. That sums it up right there, because if we're not getting into things that of value and understanding the absence of what peak oil will do, it's amazing that everything that we take for granted is the most important thing. And what we're paid most attention to is celebrity gossip or entertainment. Come back to IFA Solutions. Tell me what you thought about what I said about this. Take a look at Steve Rocco's article, and I'll check you back soon. just talking about things that's the most important for our existence. This is Terrence out.